things that you haven't cleaned out. How much weight is there in the cupboards and the storage area and the extra bedroom and the extra cupboard that is keeping you from being as truly free as you want to be? Well, we have an answer for that here at the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living. You might wonder, just call today and find out about our twice night sale. Talk to Maureen afterwards, and as she said, we arranged to have things picked up. So I know I'm going to be spending my July cleaning out a storage shed once and for all. Every twice night sale, I've gotten a little closer to the back of the room. So, you know, it's gone. Today's message, now that I've done the advertisement, thank you for staying tuned, is about what kind of messenger are you? I'm going to talk to you about what kind of messenger I would like you to be, particularly on behalf of the center. But I've been thinking about this. What kind of messenger am I? And I've been thinking about this throughout this whole past week. And I've been getting feedback. You know, once you start thinking about something and putting your energy into it, you seem to get answers from the universe. Does that happen to you? You know, and it's like people have said to me different things throughout the week, and it's like, oh, okay. I guess that's what kind of messenger I am. One of the first things that was mentioned was that I am a messenger who delivers a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. And then I leave them to the person to find their own answers. You know, and quite truthfully, this is the best way it works. Because if I were to give you the answers, it wouldn't be your answer. So I ask a lot of questions. Notice that I have a question mark after the title of my lesson today. What kind of messenger are you? There's also the kind of messenger that's a good friend. I was told this past week, oh, you're such a good friend. And I don't always think of myself that way. I don't think I'm a bad friend. I just don't think in terms of being that as a message of who I am. And so I said, well, tell me a little bit more about that. It's like, well, you call on me when you know that I'm sick or not feeling well. And that brought to mind, of course, in my mind talk, all the times when I don't call somebody to let them know I'm thinking of them when they're experiencing some sort of health challenge. But then I think, you know, not everybody lets me know. You know, some people are silently sick. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, I don't want to come to church. I don't want them to know, anybody to know I've been suffering this health challenge. I don't want to call Reverend Wayna. That might bother her or give her too much work to do. And so then later it's like, well, why didn't you call me when I wasn't feeling well? Oh, well, when were you feeling not so well? You know, oh, 2 weeks ago. Well, when were you going to call me? You know, I'd be glad to talk to you. I'd be glad to visit you. I'd be glad to ask you what kind of support you need. I'd be glad to include you in the ministry of prayer. I'm here. Well, I didn't want to bother you. Well, okay, then just don't bother me with your complaints. You know, it can't have it both ways. But so then came somebody just very, like 2 days ago, after I put the lesson to bed, so to speak, that said, one thing about you, Wayne, is you'll tell the truth. I ask you a question, and it might be uncomfortable for you, but you'll tell me the truth. And I really appreciate that. And so that's what kind of messenger I'm going to be today. I'm going to tell you the truth. The Stewardship Circle met this past week, and we're developing a visionary budget to cover what our budget, the dollars and cents, look like that was adopted by the church last February. But it's more than just numbers on a page. It represents what kinds of events we participate here in our center. For instance, the money we pay Odd Fellows Hall is not really just for the seat you're sitting in this morning. It's also for the space when we have our twice night sale. It's also the space where we have our fellowship and getting to know one another. It's where we have information available to visitors and newcomers. where we have the time to connect with one another. The fellowship place. We have even a little saying for that, and that is, whoever practices hospitality entertains God itself. So when we're meeting face to face, and sometimes I even give you homework to do at the social, in the fellowship hall. Do you remember any of that? Like last week? Anyway, but it's a place where you can connect God to God. Eyeball to eyeball with somebody and share the authentic self. The authentic self.